Hi, and welcome to our craft instructional video. We will be making crosses out of air dry clay. Now for the materials needed, we need the air dry clay, a cookie cutter cross, and some vegetable shortening. Now let's begin. Each container of the air dry clay has 4 different colors. Now 1 color per kid will be enough. Take out each color. I found that using a plastic spoon is easier rather than using your fingers. You may also use a popsicle stick. Make sure to take everything out and be sure to cover the unused clay with the cover or with the lid so that it won't dry out. Now before giving the clay to the students or to the children, give it a little massage in between your fingers and your palms to make it more workable. Ask the kids to roll their clays into balls. Now take a very little amount of vegetable shortening and spread it on the surface of the kids' work area. This will prevent the clay from sticking to their tables or to the surface. Now ask the kids to flatten their clay into a sheet that could fit the cross cookie cutter. They can use their palms or they can stretch it out with their fingers. As teachers, you may guide them to see if whether or not their clay is big enough for the cookie cutter. Once it's big enough, take the cookie cutter and take a generous amount of vegetable shortening and just wipe it on the edges of the cookie cutter to prevent it from sticking to the clay. And of course, so that later on you can easily remove the clay from the cutter. Once you're done with that, teachers firmly press the cookie cutter onto the clay and wiggle it to release the cookie cutter from the clay. Lift it up slowly and gently push the clay out of the cutter, making sure there will be no tears and no pulls. Now you have your cross. Now each student will have a tiny bit of excess clay. You may want to make your crosses more creative and three-dimensional by adding tiny stones or tiny rocks at the base of the cross. The kids can do this by taking tiny pieces of clay from the excess and firmly placing them at the base of the crosses. Ask them to do this on the front and on the back of their crosses. Once they're done, set aside their crosses for at least an hour to dry.